welcome back. It is Thursday, the 27th. It's about 11:30, and we're about halfway through our journey to Kansas City, technically. I got the start on the Witchy Stitcher Sal, the Universal Monsters, or like Universal Horror Monsters, and I finished my homework for those pieces, or for those two parts. So I'm starting the Aurora one right now. So I'm going to show you what the Witchy Stitcher is looking like. I finished all of this strip during work, and then I did this last night. But we didn't board the train until 6, and after we had a late dinner at 8:30, so I did this in about 2 hours. Finished up the cat this morning. Didn't sleep well last night, but so that's what that's looking like. I use this for the 200 stitches of black and the 100 stitches of something that is a grave, which I'm using this is the mummy, and he has a sarcophagus over here, so I'm using that. And then here, sorry, I had to pause, my needle minders got stuck together. So here is Aurora, and I'm stitching this part right here so it matches up with this side of her dress. And then I think I'm going to continue on this lighter part, and then maybe do this middle as well. But we will see. I'll see you guys all later. Bye. Good morning, everybody. As you can see, I'm back from vacation. It's Wednesday the 3rd. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. Got my coffee, and we're gonna chat. So this one's probably gonna be kind of a longer vlog, because I'm gonna tell you what happened during vacation. And I'm happy to start off saying that the drama is over. I'm going today, right after I finish filming this video and finish up my coffee, I'm gonna go shower, because I'm still in my pajamas, and go pick up my last paycheck, go to the grocery store, and before I go to the grocery store, I'm going to plan out a list, because I don't do that, and so I overbuy and still have nothing to eat. But since I am now home for the summer, I am going to be eating at home, so I need to buy some lunches and stuff like that. So I'm going to do that, buy some dinner stuff. I forget if I told you guys or not, but we had taken the train, which I know you guys just saw that vlog, to St. Louis to see my husband's friends for their baby's first birthday. And we stayed with them. We stayed until yesterday, which was Tuesday. So, cat hair on my spoon, my coffee spoon. So we stayed with them we got in Friday morning. So we stayed from Friday until Tuesday. Helped them decorate, did a little bit of babysitting for them. I mean, they were still home, but right now the baby's really attached to mom, and so it's really hard for her to just get in a shower sometimes. So we kind of helped with that. Mom was surprised because she thought the baby really loved me, even though he doesn't see us very often except for through FaceTime and stuff, so that was fun. He was starting to he'd already taken some first steps, but he was starting to finally get going, and he'll probably be walking within, I'd say 2 weeks, he'll be nonstop walking, so that was fun. He's a great kid. He's laughed a lot. We took him to the butterfly house. We didn't do a whole lot. We kind of just hung around the house most of the time, which is completely fine by me. They kept trying to get us to go out, and we're like, it's fine. We're here to see you guys. We're not here to, explore and all that. We can do that when he's older. that being said, I still didn't get a whole lot of stitching done because of, you know, it's kind of hard when you're keeping an eye on a baby. And we were just playing with the baby and talking to them and stuff, so I wasn't expecting to get a whole ton done anyway. But I did a bit, and I'll show you my progress here in a minute. The train ride was nice, except for, I forget what I talked about in my last vlog because it was a while ago. By the way, tangent. Strawberry cheesecake coffee creamer. I forget if it's from International Delight or Coffee Mate, but holy crap, this stuff is delicious. I wouldn't think it would be. I thought, like, I was hesitant to try it because, like, you don't think fruit and coffee goes together very well. But, oh, it's good. Yeah, so the train ride was nice. It was very... The second night was better. It seems like when you're sleeping in the coach cars, because we'd booked it so last minute, we didn't, like, we couldn't afford a sleeper car because it was like $1,800. If we'd booked it earlier, we definitely would have, because it was only like $100 or $200 more than what we paid for our tickets anyway, so heck yeah, we would have. But the seats in coach, as far as sleeping, didn't go back far enough, and the footrests that came out were a little bit too short for me, so it was really difficult sleeping. So we kind of, I'm still trying to catch up from that because we still, like, they don't put their baby down until like 10:30 at night. And so even though we slept like, you know, a good probably 10, 11 hours each night, I always felt the need to like get up and like, you know, talk to people and stuff and like talk to them and stuff. So it was nice sleeping in my own bed last night, but it's already like, we got in last night at, well, okay, so I'm gonna finish with the train ride first. So other than the sleeping stuff, it was really nice. Their food was good, a little pricey, but I mean, they can because it's all they have, or all you have, unless you bring stuff on, which we had taken on a couple of snacks. No, we didn't. We actually didn't take out any snacks, now that I remember. We just didn't have room since we were flying back and not driving or taking the train. We couldn't take that much stuff with us, so we just ate, like, we ate twice in the dining car, one dinner the first night and then lunch the second day. We got off at about 6 a.m. Well, actually the train was running a little late, so I think it was about 7 by the time we got off. Like 7:15, somewhere in there. It was supposed to get in at 6. But we got off, got the rental car. I felt like complete, ugh, so gross. I was like using baby wipes in the shower or in the bathroom to like kind of wipe myself off and stuff. But the bathrooms are gross anyway, so, or at least, I mean, they weren't terrible. They're not your typical, you know, like hotel bathroom. It's a hole. So it always feels dirty to me, even if it's not. So using baby wipes, making sure I use deodorant, changing every day, changing into a night shirt. I did keep on the same pair of pants the whole time, or like capris, just because I knew I'd have to like change out of my socks and all that. And I was worried about like the train moving and then I'd like crash into the wall and have my bare butt against the wall and all that. So I didn't change the lower regions, but I always sweat the most in the upper regions anyway, so I feel like I didn't stink that bad. But so as soon as the train got in, we went to a hotel to get the rental car because that's where it was. We walked over there. As soon as we walked out, like, holy crap, it's been a while since I've been in humidity. Ugh, I don't miss it. Because we've still been, like, all this week we're still in the 80s, like, okay. So yeah, we're still not in the 90s or 100s, which is great.
I'm gonna try to stop saying I swear. So we walked to the hotel, which was it was like down the street a little bit and then across the street, so it wasn't even anything bad. We went to get the rental car, and there was a lady that was taking a while, so I told my husband, hey, we had to use my credit card because his are maxed out. So I was like, hey, like, I'm going to go ahead and go find a bathroom because I had to use it, and I was going to, like, I knew we'd be hugging people, so I wanted to freshen up one more time. So I went and did that. The bathroom was a little far away, I think. I'm sure I didn't find the closest one, but it was a big hotel. It was like a big Hyatt, I think. So found a bathroom, changed, did the whole wipe down bit, changed everything this time, even though I knew I was going to be showering in a couple hours anyway. I was still going to be in a car for a bit, so washed up everything. We got the rental car. We drove. It took us we went and got some McDonald's, which I think there was something in their coffee, because usually I love McDonald's coffee. I always get their mocha, but this one was just disgusting. I don't know if it was a new lady who used the wrong syrup and like used like the syrup that goes on top in the drink itself, but it was more salty than sweet. Like there was something wrong. Or it was like spoiled milk or something. I don't know. Like I still drank it because I needed my coffee, but like it was just on the side of being drinkable. So drove the 3 hours, saw them. The party was the next day, which was Saturday, so they had already had a good portion of it decorated. Like she went all out, y'all. Like it looked really good. She got a like teepee. It was a Peter Pan theme. There was a teepee. There was like silhouette cutouts, big balloon towers, all that jazz. So her mom and aunt came over that next morning early. Her mom's a ride. I love her mom. I was in the bathroom talking to Matt about the job that I was offered. So got a job. I'll tell you guys that in a minute, but I was talking to my husband about that in the bathroom upstairs, and his mom just comes up like, hey, is everybody dressed? All right. And she comes right in the bathroom and just, gives us a hug and talks to us. It was funny. So we went to help with, so we finished showering and all that, went to help with the decorations. My husband was kind of the go-to person because he was driving their car, so going to get the balloons and to get all the stuff. I helped. His aunt is a crafty person as well, and apparently his mom and his aunt both had cross-stitched once upon a time, so I'm trying to get him back into it. And so hi, Jan and Sherry, if you're watching this. So we all did the balloon, while my husband was off fetching ice and fetching the helium balloons, we were blowing up balloons and making the towers and things with those. And then I went to do my makeup while they finished putting the silhouettes on the walls and stuff. So by the time I got my makeup done and got downstairs, they had left back to her mom's house to shower and get ready. So I was helping her husband finish decorating the rest of the house because Matt was still out getting ice. So we got it done. It was great. Mom and baby were upstairs taking a nap during the last part. They'd gone up while I was doing my makeup. So guests started to arrive and they were still sleeping, but that way when he came down, he was in a good mood. We were kind of worried he would be, because he doesn't really get out around a lot of people very often, and so we were worried he would kind of freak out with him being the center of attention, but he handled it fine. So he had his cake and whatnot, and was very reluctant to try it, so Grandma had to put some in her mouth and Daddy had to put some in his mouth to show them that it was okay to eat. So he made a huge mess. He ate a ton of frosting. I don't think he actually got any of the cake, but that's all right. That's what first birthdays are all about. Yeah, so it was a really good time. Like I said, we did a little bit of babysitting, just kind of watching him so mommy and daddy could have a little bit of a break. But he's so attached to them that it didn't last very long because he was crying and just wanting mom, so. Then, like, so that was Saturday. Sunday, we kind of just hung out. Monday, we were planning. Oh, no, you know what? Sunday, we went to, I get my days kind of mixed up. Sunday, like, in the afternoon, we went to this, there's a senior center that's right near their development. So, Dad had said that everybody, or that it was getting really busy. They were doing a fireworks shoot off there. So we're like, okay, well, let's go check it out. You know, we have some time. Dad was making dinner, and he didn't really care. So he went and dropped us all off, and y'all, it was huge. There was, like, it was like the typical street vendor, like carnival type thing, but the fire department was there. Like, they were the ones I think that were actually going to shoot off the fireworks. So they had like the big fire truck right there. The fire station is like literally like the next street over. So they brought the fire truck, and cars lined all up and down the streets. They had to have a shuttle to park people, like to bring people back from parking. And the best part is everything was free. Like, the beer was literally like, here's a beer tent, go up and grab a beer, and, you know, walk off with it. Hot dogs, nachos. Like, we didn't eat because they were already making dinner for us, so. But yeah, like hot dogs, nachos, balloons for the kids, like the games, like, you know, the pick a duck and get a prize. Those were all free. They had clowns there that were doing the balloons. They had, like, water and soda and ice cream and everything. Just, like, walk up and grab it. It was amazing. We didn't actually stay for the fireworks. So we only stayed for, like, 2 hours. Or I think it was only, like, an hour by the time we, like, walked through and saw everything. Like, Dad dropped us off, went back and finished making dinner, and then came and picked us up when we were ready. I got a mosquito bite, but they have that, if you've never heard of the bug bite thing, it's this little tool. It's about yay big. You can get it on Amazon for $10. And it's basically, it suctions out the poison. So you put it on I got it right here on my knee. See where that, like, bruise is, sort of? That's where the bug bite was. So, and I think it only bruised because it's on a bone. But it basically, you put it on that, and then you pull the little plunger thing, and it's like a reverse syringe. So it, like, sucks out the poison. And it worked really well, because I get, like, when I get a mosquito bite, it's bad. It, like, takes over a chunk of my leg, or wherever I get it. Yeah, it worked really well. I would think about getting one, but we really don't have bad bugs here in Simi. Like, especially mosquitoes, because it's so dry, they just don't like to hang out here, so just fine by me, because they eat me alive. But yeah, I bruised a little bit, but I'd rather have a bruise than itchy leg with a giant red welt on it, so. If you have mosquitoes where you live, it works really well. It's called the bug bite thing. But yeah, so then we went home, started to eat, and then the fireworks went off. So we went outside to watch them because we could see them from there. We had left early because we weren't sure how the baby would handle it. But he loved it. Like, they were a little loud, so she had put him, like, on her chest and then put her hand on his other ear. And he just barely even blinked. He was just so into him. It was really cute. And so then Monday, everything was closed because that's kind of they live in a smaller town, so there's a lot of, like, local-owned businesses and stuff that close on Mondays and Tuesdays. Well, Mondays, and then usually they reopen Tuesday and then, like, close, like, Wednesday or something like that to have their weekend, since they're open Saturday and Sunday, so most stuff was closed on Monday, so we didn't do anything Monday. But then yesterday, it's hard to believe it was yesterday, We went to the Butterfly House, which was it's in a park, and it's basically like one of those things where you walk through and they have butterflies going all around. So that was really pretty. I'll upload some pictures if I remember. You guys know I'm bad about that, but and if I got any good shots. I still haven't gone through all my pictures, or most of my pictures. I don't think she'll care, but I'm going to ask her permission first before I put up any pictures of them or the baby or anything, so. I mean, I know she puts them on her Facebook, but I'll ask her first. Or there's a good chance I'll forget, so I won't include it, but I will put in the pictures of the butterflies if I remember. And then we went to the carousel because they had a, like, giant old carousel there that was located indoors, which is nice. Because both the day we came in and the day we left, there was huge thunderstorms, which is kind of funny. Or actually, no, I think one of them was the day after we came in. No, that was the party. Yeah, it was the day we came in. It was Friday. Crazy. So yeah, so like as soon as we got out of the merry-go-round, we had to go to the airport. And so like as soon as we walked out, huge clap of thunder, like right overhead. It hadn't started raining quite yet, so, but like literally as soon as we got in the car and closed the doors, it started raining really hard, so. Yeah, so then we had the flight back because, so we get in the plane, like we get boarded on the plane and everything. We were supposed to have an 1.5 hour layover in Denver, but like we get in the plane pulls out, and then they make an announcement. Hey guys, we've just informed that Denver is not allowing any planes to land. We'll have an update for you in 55 minutes. So we had to sit on the plane for an extra hour. Turns out they were thinking there was going to be like large hail, and at least according to my weather app I was looking at, they didn't say anything on the plane, but there's Mocha. Hi, baby. Oh, there's birds. According to my weather app, there was like a big thunderstorm that was due in about an hour, which is when we would be landing, because it was only like an 1.5 hour flight, and large chunks of hail. So Denver wasn't letting any planes land until they figured out if it was a legit threat. Oh, the coffee's so good. Our friends are vegan, so they had coffee, but they didn't have like cream or anything, and we could have bought some, but I don't want to buy a big thing of creamer just for them to toss it out because I can't take it with me. So it's good to have coffee with creamer again. Like they had like the alternative milks and stuff, but it wasn't actual cream. It was like the thinner stuff, so I used that. It was still good, but it's not my coffee. My large coffee. So yeah, so we got back in last night, and I'm gonna tell you guys about the job stuff now. So I was told on the train, I think it was on Thursday, that I was being offered the part-time position, and it's based kind of off of how much or how many students you have. So I had written back saying, awesome, that's great. I'm looking forward to working with you guys. Do you know how many students I'll have just so we can plan a budget? Which, I guess I shouldn't have said that. She had thought, like, so then she emailed me back saying, hey, like, I might be able to get you like, are you looking for full-time? Because full-time, because, like, you're supposed to do part-time and then work up to full-time. She's like, because if we have an extra EA class, I can look into it. And be able to get you full-time, and then you can build your roster, blah, 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 like, just... So it turned into this email exchange between the two of us, where I was like, no, like, I'm fine with part-time. If you have full-time available, then, you know, I'd like to hear about it. But it was one of those, like, just miscommunications through email type things, so finally, I couldn't call her on Saturday, and I didn't want to call her on Sunday, so she's like, So I finally just sent the email like, I'd be happy to call you and talk to you over the phone about it. Blah, blah, blah. She's like, yeah, call me anytime on Monday. So I call her on Monday. She doesn't answer, which is fine. It's on lunch or whatever. So I just finished sending an email just saying, hey, I tried calling you, but this is basically what I was wanting to know. And then she called me right as I hit send. So she texted me back. And so I like saying, call me. And so I called her. She hadn't read the email yet. Called her, we worked out all the details, and I had just said, you know, I'm completely fine with part-time, like, because she hadn't sent anything to HR yet, because she thought I needed full-time, and so I was like, there was just a miscommunication, like, I'm fine with part-time, I just wanted to know, like, just a general idea of how many students I would start off with, because that wasn't something we discussed during the interview. So she said, she doesn't know the numbers for sure, but I'll probably start off with 5 students and then go from there. So, but like she said, like numbers can change drastically, you know, so on and so forth. So, so I said, that's great. I'm totally happy accepting the part-time position. You know, blah, 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 blah. So everything is now worked out as of yesterday, or Monday. So she said HR would be in contact. I've been getting that a lot. And that she was going to give my information to the Simi Valley site lead so that, because she's like the director for all of the schools. So I was offered a position. One of the other teachers from my old school was offered and accepted the position for the Burbank location. My location's in Simi Valley. I think I still have to figure out where exactly it is, because they usually work out of like churches or work out of Boys and Girls Clubs, things like that, because they don't have their own sites. And then another teacher was offered another CME position. Did I say position was offered? Another of my old teachers was offered a position in CME with the same school, but she hasn't, last I heard she hadn't decided if she was taking it or not because of the, like she needs more of a full-time position, but I'm going to talk to her and ask, because like when I was talking on the phone about the full-time fiasco, she had said that all the classes were taken, so I'm hoping she took the other one, because it'd be really nice to work with a couple of my old teachers, because that would be 3 of us out of the 6 that were there. There were 6 of us, right? Yeah, 6 if you don't include the special ed teacher who we knew was staying with Learn for Life at a different site, because special ed teachers are in high demand. So, yeah, so 3 out of 6 of us would be fun, even though one of them is at a different location. Like, we'll still, like, I think I'll be doing training with her and stuff. So that'll be fun. I do have to create a lesson plan, but... So, I do have a training. I think she said it was August 1st and 2nd, but I haven't received confirmation from my site person. But we do have to create a lesson plan by August 14th to turn in. We're going to have like a big, it's called an EA, it's an enrichment class. So we have to have our lesson, like that's why I was hired, was to teach a 4-5 enrichment class in addition to my actual students, my actual home study students. So I don't know how many are going to be in my class, but HR was in contact today. The site lead had emailed me last night at like 11, so I didn't get it, but excuse me. So I got both of them this morning. So I have to go today to do all of the like I have to like sign paperwork and all that. 4-HR. I need to try to find my TB test because I think I did one recently enough, but I may have to go do that again, which I hate the TB test. If you don't know what it is, teachers have to like make sure we don't have TB. So usually each new job, and I think it's like once every 5 years or something. That's why I need to go look and see if I have it because I don't want to do it again. They like inject something underneath your like forearm skin, and then it like makes it swell and gives it a hard bump. And then you go back a couple of like the next day or whatever to see if it's gone away or not. And that determines if you have TB. I think it's the next day. It might be 2 days. But I hate shots, so I don't want to go. It's kind of, I can do it. It's not a big deal, like a huge deal. But obviously if I can avoid it, I can't, or I want to. But if I do, I might have to go and might do my blood work anyway for the fertility stuff because it's the same place. So I might as well do that. But yeah, so August 14th, and I think August 1st for my other training thing. Hi, baby. Yeah. And then school starts September 3rd. So, and it looks like she sent me the calendar, the site lead person, and they have a lot of fun stuff already planned. So, like, there's a lot of, like, spirit days. There's a lot of, like, here's our decorating cupcakes days. So it looks like it's going to be a fun place to work at. I think I'm going to enjoy it. So I'm looking forward to it. But I have my jury duty on the 22nd. I keep leaning back and then realizing I shouldn't, so sorry. So jury duty on the week of the 22nd. The way it works is you call, or you like go online the night before to see if you have to go in the next day. So you have to kind of be on call during that whole week, which sucks, and you can't take any stitching. Like it says you can't take any, how did they put it? I think I could take my stitching if I do a floss box because it said no scissors of any kind. And it said no, I think it was like fabric needles or something like that, which I know they mean like knitting and crocheting, but I think I'm okay. Like if I do, I'm just going to take one project and I'm going to take, you know, like one needle in, that way in case they do take it, it's not a big deal. And I'll take a floss box. So, but I'll probably just be reading. I hate jury duty. But yeah, so I'm gonna take those, like, so I have those that week, then probably, excuse me, probably August 1st, or for sure August 14th. But other than that, I got the whole summer to stitch, which will be just about 2 months. It'll be the rest of July and most of August. So that being said, since I won't be starting until then, we have to be very, very careful with money. So you're not going to be seeing probably any new purchases. As I say that, I have a new purchase I'll show you guys, but I forgot that I bought last night, so oops. Actually, I might be able to bring it up, but I don't have my iPad in here, so yeah, I'll go grab it. Give me 1 second. Because I need a new chart, like I need a hole in the head. This is a 350 by 452 Tilton Crafts chart. I bought little princesses. Because it's limited edition and, you know, FOMO. So they're basically all in a dark stairwell and they each have a light. I forget how you say her name. Eloise? She's got the little ball up here. Snow White has a candle. Cinderella has her shoes. Tiana's got Ray. Aurora has her, that's why she looks like she's like cracked out. She's got the ball that she follows, Maleficent's ball. Why can I not remember her name? That's gonna bug me. I know her name. I'm totally blanking on it, but she's got the crystal from Atlantis. Jasmine has her lamp with a little bit of the genie, or a little bit of, it's actually just a flame, but of course Rapunzel has her lanterns. Ariel has the trident, and Belle has Lumiere. So it's kind of, they're each light in the dark type thing. The pattern looks pretty easy, which most Tiltons are. There's confetti, but it's not like insane. It's like, I'll show you just this like little bit. So you can see this is all black. Then you get the confetti in here, but you can actually tell, so you can tell like this is Lumiere. And this is the top, or the side of Belle's head. So I feel like showing you that isn't bad because that's like one page of 30. And then you can see, like, you can make stuff out, which you can't do, especially with like Haid patterns. It's kind of hard to do that, so. So anyway, I bought that. I bought a new book because it sounded really, really, really good. And I'm already on chapter 20, and I bought it yesterday. So that's what I did on the plane yesterday. Was just reading through that book, which is The Coldest Girl in Cold Town. Nope, that's not what I wanted. You guys can see all the books I have on here. This is this one by Holly Black. It's pretty interesting. It had good reviews, so it's definitely interesting enough to keep reading. That was kind of expensive. It was like $10, which for Kindle, most of the Kindle books I could get are like $4 or $5, or free through the Kindle Unlimited. So there's a couple other books I have to buy for this month's, or these 2 months' homework, but I'm going to do my best to use books I already have and reread them, or use books that I can find either through the free. Hi, baby, you're so pretty. Or through the audiobooks on YouTube. Like, I already know I can use a couple of those. Hey, sweet girl. For like Percy Jackson, I can use him for one, and he's definitely on there. Don't attack the hand. Don't attack the hand. She has learned not to bite hard. Like, she still does it a little hard, but that's more accident than intent. Yes, I'm really going to try to curb my spending. I need to curb my spending, so that's why we're going to try to start eating out more. Or, sorry, eat home more. So I'm going to try to find some... There's a site that I like that's like cheap eats. It's like cheap, healthy meals, which is right down my alley, so... It's just actually going to the market, which I hate, so I'm going to attempt to do that. Yeah, a lot of today, I'm probably not going to get much stitching done today because of chores and I'm just tired. So, probably should have waited to do this video, but that's fine. Oh, crap. Oh no, that's okay. I thought I had a giant loop on the back that I had missed, but it's because I carried my thread. Oops. No regrets. So I stitched on 3 projects. Aurora is one of them. So on her dress, I finished make sure it doesn't get in my coffee. I'm gonna go ahead and move that. I finished this pink right down here on her dress, or this purple. This is for the homework piece for last week. And then I carried over, this is the same color here, where the split in her dress is. I don't know if you can see that. Here, let me... line it up a little bit, maybe. It's really hard to see, it's like all quarter stitches, so. Which I'm stitching over 1 instead of quarter. But basically what happens is there's a split right here in her dress. These 2 pieces will come apart more, and then this is going to widen up. Like that. So it's like where her arms come out. You can kind of see like there's a piece of cape here and then here. They come together, but then they split again. And it's like, so she has this front part here and then this back part right here. So it's basically just her dress peeking through because it split again at the bottom. So as you can see, I really don't have that much done on or left on her. I have it folded at the halfway mark. Well, not perfect, but you know. She's been refolded and unfolded so many times that this is where the center naturally became, so. Yeah, she's does not have that much more. It'll still definitely be a while, for sure, but I might try to finish her this year. We'll see. Then this is a new start, which is fine because retreat starts don't matter. This is the pattern I bought at the retreat. The Stitch Shenanigans. And I did, sorry guys, got a phone call from an 800 number, so I didn't answer it. So I worked on this part of the border. This is the, sorry. This is the inner line for the of the house, separating the 3 sets of rooms. So I use this for 2 homeworks, I think. One of them was, so I used Aurora for like 4 homeworks, which I know I talked to you guys about last time, so I'm not going to go over them again because I can't remember, but I had done this part for black, and then I did, this is the middle room for stitching on a grave, because this is like, these are the mummy's eyes, or like the band that goes across his eyes and his mouth. And there's a sarcophagus over here. We didn't actually have to stitch the item this time, so I just kept going with some of the black. And then put in a little kitty down here. This put me over my limit, but this is all the black for this room, so I just kept going with it. This is the Witchy Stitcher Universal Monsters Sal, which I'm way behind on because there's only like 4 rooms left out of 9. I have part of 1 and none of the house. And then the last thing I stitched on, I finished half of a row on George Washington. He actually is kind of easy to stitch in hand, so I was right about that. I did half of this while hanging out at their house. it's been a while since you guys have seen everything I've done so far, so that's a big, very big thing of it. I'm doing row 204 right now, which is halfway through this page. And that crease right by my nose is the halfway mark. So I have about 70 more rows to go. Which I'm going to count to see if I have 70 rows. I think I do, or at least I'm close to it. Just to make sure I started this correctly, but I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, so that last row I had just finished half of it, and then I have to go back. So you can see they're like half stitches on the bottom. So then I have to go back and complete those crosses. As you can see, it's a lot more wrinkled now that I'm stitching it in hand, but what are you gonna do? It will go back on the frame now that I'm home, and I'm gonna be home for a while. It's gonna go back, but I'm using this piece for this week's homework, which is, well, for part of it. So this one is going to be something that can be boring. It's a lot of the same color. It can definitely get boring. I forget what the theme was I'm gonna go with, because Umbridge's classes sucked and were boring. I'm gonna go with that. I don't think that's anything close to it, but that's my reasoning. So we just started the book, so I've got an eyelash in my eye. The other piece of, or one of the other pieces of homework is stitch on something that, just folding it up so it doesn't take up my entire desk, because it would. Stitch on something without a face, or like without any faces at all in it. And I only have, I think, one project that works for that, which is Winter in a Cup. Because everything else I have has like people or animals or something on it. And then the third piece of homework, I don't remember what the third piece was, but I'm going to look it up because I actually finally downloaded the Facebook app on my iPad. Don't know why it took me so long. So you're supposed to stitch on, oh, yeah, not even close. So the boring neighbor who is sent to watch over them. So we're supposed to work on a whip that can get boring, so that's what George Washington's being used for. Using unapproved magic, which results in possible suspension. Oh yeah, so work on a project that has been in suspension for at least 5 months or more, or on your oldest whip. So I'm going to use, at this point, because of the homework, I think it was a homework, last book, I no longer have anything that is older than 5 months, that I haven't worked on in 5 months. I have now worked on everything. So I'm going to choose Sparkling Peacock for that, because that is my oldest whip. And then the Dementor attack, stitch on something with no faces, because Dementors don't have faces. So that's going to be my Winter in a Cup. They are talking about doing penalties, like changing the penalty stitches again. Because as it is right now, like if you do all three of those, it's like, it's 9 points. But if you just do the penalty stitches, it's worth like 3 points. So everyone always tries to do the actual homework. So they did a poll seeing if we did the penalty stitches, if it would be like, if it could be worth more points. So they might be changing that up again. So we'll see. But that is the 3 projects I worked on. I think I got the most done on Aurora because she didn't have all of that purple, like all of the, basically last time she just had that much. So I did get all that done, which is a pretty good amount, I think. Now that I'm over here, once I get this section of that color done, then I am going to come over here and do this section. I wasn't flipping you off, I swear. But I'll have to see where I can fit her in because I can't fit her in currently in any of my homework. So I need to look at the extra credit again because we got all new extra credit now and see where she's at for that, or see if I can fit her in for any of that. So that being said, I have a feeling, and I really hope, that I'm going to get a lot of ultimate stitching done these next 2 months. Because of not having a job and now I don't have to find a job, I think I can really get that in, which would be great. Well, did you guys finish your coffee yet? That was weird. Nobody called, it just stopped recording. Glitched out or something. I hope I recorded the last one, so that's all I have. I know this was long, but since it was basically a week's worth of content to go over, I hope it wasn't too bad. I didn't bore you too much. I don't know when I'm going to post this. I will see. My cat's playing around. I'm not sure when I'm going to post it, but probably the end of the week because it's Wednesday, so I think I'll finish this on Friday, so you can see my progress and hear how my job's going as far as getting everything done. Giant truck by my house. The next 2 days. So, hope I didn't bore you. If I did, I apologize. And I will see you guys all tomorrow. Take care. Hey guys, welcome back. It is Thursday, July 4th. It is about 10 o'clock at night. Fireworks, I think, are pretty much done for the night. We still hear a couple of pops every now and then. It is Independence Day in the US, so happy 4th to all my US friends. I had my first earthquake this morning. That was fun. Wasn't really bad. It was a 6.4. They thought it was a 6.6 originally. That was about halfway between Vegas and LA. We're a little bit northwest of LA. My husband didn't even feel it. He was in the shower. It was, I think, at like 10 this morning. But I couldn't tell what it was at first, like, because I felt a little bit of rumbling, but it was a rolling one, so it kind of felt like I was on a cruise ship. And I looked at my diamond paintings and they were swaying back and forth too, so yeah, I definitely felt it. And I knew what it was after the first, 10 seconds or whatever when it started to get going, but yeah, we're all good. We were far enough out of the way that really nothing. I thought I heard one thing that might have fallen. I was going to say falled. One thing that might have fallen, but I couldn't figure out what it was, so. And then my mother-in-law came over, and which was unexpected, so I didn't get a whole lot done today, just because we were talking about our trips and stuff. She got me some cool gifts, and we had gotten her something from St. Louis as a thank you for watching our cats. I did some reading today, so the book, if you remember, is The Coldest in Cold Town, or something like that. The Coldest Girl in Cold Town. I know I talked about it. I'm about 80% finished with it, but I didn't tell you guys what it was about. So basically, this girl wakes up after a party not really remembering much of the night before, and walks out of the bathroom to see all of her friends at the party are dead and slaughtered, except for 2 survivors who were in a separate room, which is her ex-boyfriend and a vampire. And so she has to she decides to save them, even though her boyfriend has been bitten, but he's not actually turned into a vampire yet. They decide to all travel as a group together to Cold Town, which is basically when the vampire infection started. The government decided to take the major cities like San Francisco and Chicago and wall them in completely and not allow any citizens in or out. And then they put all the vampires there. So it's basically just where most of the vampires live, and then the humans that want to be food sources because they like the idea of Cold Town, I guess, go there. I think it's more they like the idea of vampires and want to eventually like get changed, but basically they just sacrifice themselves, I guess you could say, as food sources. So it's basically about her journey, and of course there's romance and all that. It's pretty good. I'm going to try to finish it tonight since I only have like 20% of the book left, but I think it's still a solid like 2 hours of reading. So, but I'm cooking dinner right now. I may have to stop this because it should go off in a couple minutes. But I did finish, I'm going to try to finish before that, but I did finish my homework I finished this part of the homework for Magical Stitches. So we had to do 300 stitches on our oldest whip. So I basically filled in this dark green color on this like earthier green, and then filled in the lightest of the greens like around the feathers, and the gold in the eyes, which is Krynic Sparkly. And then that wasn't enough, so I came up here and then started the next section of the moon, which is also Krynic. Don't think we're going to see it very well. Yeah, sort of. So this is Sparkling Peacock by Joan Elliott in, I forget which issue it is, Cross Stitch Crazy. I made a copy of the pattern, so I don't remember which one it was. I still have it, it's just tucked away somewhere. And it is on 28 count Cashel opalescent linen from 123 Stitch. I think it's a fat quarter, I might be wrong. And my fabric's dirty, sorry. So yeah, I just finished that today, did a lot of reading. My goal tomorrow, I already have it out, is to work on Winter in a Cup for my last 300 stitches. However, this is what it's looking like now. So on a 28 count Sparkly Ada, the dimensions that I dyed myself. I'm working on these, I know it's going to be hard to see, these cream stitches up here, but there are, my husband's being an idiot, they're all half stitches, so I have to do 600 of them. So I have them all the way down here that I had done last time. I'm going to try to finish them up. They come back around to here. And hopefully that will be 600, but I just grabbed this out again and was looking at the pattern, so I have to count it out to see if it'll work. If you hear that sound, it's my husband. He got a new toy to play with, which was his gift from his mom, which is the sheep's horn thing that you blow through. That scared the crap out of our cats this morning, and it's annoying me right now. But yeah, that's all I have. I'm gonna hopefully, dinner should be done here in about 5 minutes. So I'm gonna go, we're gonna go see the fireworks tonight, possibly, so that's why I waited so long to make dinner, because if we were gonna watch them, we were gonna eat there, but we got there, and it was a little too busy for us, so we just decided, and then we were gonna eat out, but we decided it's better to just save our money and cook, so. And then, of course, I had to make a casserole with rice, so I had to cook the rice first. So we're eating a lot later than we normally do, because, yeah, it's already 10, so. Anyway, I will probably see you guys tomorrow after I hopefully finish the book and after I finish my stitching on, basically all my stitching homework on Winter in a Cup. And then hopefully I'll have a plan for the rest of the day, because my husband does have to work tomorrow, even though a lot of people are off. I'm sure he'll be home early though. And yeah, I will probably see you guys hopefully in the early afternoon. Take care. Hey everybody, welcome back. It is July 5th. It is Friday. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I finished my homework for the week. I finished it a little early. I was waiting for the mail to come because my color and cotton order was supposed to come in, but it wasn't in there. It said it was out for delivery, but it wasn't, so hopefully I get it tomorrow, I guess. Or hopefully the mailman comes back. Why are my lights flickering? So I ended up finishing all of that color on Winter in a Cup. Couldn't think of the name of it. So I did all of this up here, all the way down the side, continuing down until, let's see, very glary, until this bit down at the bottom. So you'd be able to see it better without. Yeah. So all the way down here at the bottom. Then I came up here to put in the cream stitches up here. So I did these ones down here and then down there. And then that was 584. No, it wasn't. It was 586 half crosses. So then I just chose a simple color, which is this yellow, to put in the 44 full crosses, just because I just went ahead and finished up that color because there wasn't very much of it. So that I was able to get all of my homework done. I didn't think there was nearly that many stitches, but it feels good to get that color done because that is pretty much the outside color of the whole piece, so except for the bottom because it doesn't go along the bottom, but and there's a couple of like random stitches here and there, but anyway. I also did get from Amazon the Happy Halloween nonogram book. If you've never heard of these, basically what it is, it goes by like Paint Doku, but they're blank puzzles, and then you use, direction outside, the numbers to figure out where to color in. So for instance, there are 35 squares down. I know that the 34 here is going to cover either all of it with one on the bottom or one at the top. So what that means is I can color in everything that's in the middle with one on either side. And then you use logic to figure out where the spaces go to eventually create the pictures. So, for instance, the one, I know there's only going to be one square colored in, so that's probably going to be one of the last ones to put in because I have no idea where it goes. when you have sets of numbers like this, it means that you have one square colored in, at least one space, another one colored in, at least one space, the 3, and so on and so forth. And so, like, the 3 here would overlap. So if this is one of those 3, you would have these 3. So you'd have this, like, block of 9. Or the 3 could be all the way over here, and it could be part of the 34. So, anyway, they're logic puzzles that you can use to eventually create a picture. So, like, here I have 2 and 9. I've got the 2 here, and the 9 are all the way over here. But in this case, you would probably start off with these ones on the bottom, because this square could be either these ones or these ones. I would say they overlap, but they don't overlap. Actually, it would be these ones and then these ones. So then I would be able to color in that square because it overlaps. So, if anybody wants a tutorial on how to do these, I could do one for you. I have another book which has really easy ones. It gives you all the instructions. Like, so here's how to solve an anagram. But it basically just tells you exactly what I told you, so. But if anybody's interested, I will do one of those. I have decided, basically today, that I am going to start doing stitch with me's. I was watching Danielle earlier, so. But, like, I've wanted to do them for a while. I wasn't really sure what to talk about, which I know is a lot of people's problem. Or, like, concern, I guess, with doing them and why they don't. So, what I have decided to do is I am going to do I love scary stories. I hate scary movies with pop-outs. So I'm going to do distractions. I'm going to read real scary story, or like tales of real hauntings, things like that, like the real Amityville Horror, the real Winchester Mystery House. So I want to do one of those soon. I'm actually going to probably pick a story that is, a piece to stitch on that is part of the extra credits. So I'm going to do them totally separate, so I'm not like trying to read and stitch at the same time. So I'm going to stitch and film it and then do the story after. Actually, I might do the story before, that way I know how long I have to stitch for. I'm going to do that. I'll figure out something that works. But I'll go through a story or two each time. And yeah, because I think those are fun. I love hearing, whether you believe in ghosts or not, I love hearing the history that you wouldn't necessarily hear if it weren't for the ghosts that haunt different places. So like The Shining, Hotel, you know, try to mix it up with some famous cases versus some not so famous, and like mysteries and stuff like that. So I'm going to try to film one of those soon. I think it'll be fun. I am going to do the story part at night, just because it's more fun that way. I have a couple of candles going, so I'm excited to do that. But I'll do the stitching, like, so you can see well what's going on. So anyway, that's my idea I had today that I really want to run with. I've been trying to ruminate with it for a while, and I thought of scary stories, but I couldn't really think of a way to do it. So, hi buddy. So now that I have, I'm excited about it. Probably don't need more stress in my life, but at least this way you guys will get videos more than once every like 2 weeks. I'll try to do it like at least once a week, maybe twice, we'll see. It'll probably happen more over summer, where you're gonna get more than one a week, because of school starting. Hello. Come here. Get your butt out of the way. Let's move it it this way then. Yeah? Yeah? You're in the way. Buddy, come on. Yeah, you're being a pain. If you want to say hi, that's fine. You gotta lay down though. So, or just stay there, that's fine. Hair everywhere. Lay down. He's like half laying and half sitting. So anyway, that is my plan. If there's any cases you want to hear about, let me know. I will not be, it's not always going to be scary. Sorry guys. It's not always going to be scary, or like Halloween pieces that I'm working on, that I'm stitching. It may be, oops, somehow it got crooked too. Stand by, there we go. It's gonna basically be whatever I feel like stitching on, so you may have a Christmas piece, you may have, you know, Disneyland piece, but I will try to, I'm gonna try to possibly theme them if I can, if it's possible, but it's not always possible. Sorry guys, he's just being a little pain. And she's being all cute in the background. Okay, are you being so cute? Alright, no more videos, I got it. So, yes, I'll try to theme my piece to a story I'm telling, but I know that's not always going to be the case, so I'll do my best, not making any promises. But anyway, that's all I have for you guys for today. I'm going to go ahead and end this vlog here. Now he's rubbing his head against the tripod. Alright, you're going to have to get down in a minute, buddy. Here he comes back. That's all I have for you guys. I'm going to end the vlog here because my color and cotton has not come. So you'll see that in the next vlog series. Thank you all for liking and subscribing. If you have any comments or questions, leave them below. Don't forget, let me know if you want to see how nonograms are done. Okay, I'm going to come over here. Or if you want to, or if you have any like stories that you want me to talk about. So, I know I've had a couple of new subscribers. So thank you guys for subscribing, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye. Hey guys, welcome back. I'm going to try this again. My cat kept messing up the last video, so not her, the other one, who's currently in the window. It is Friday, July 5th. It's about 3:15, and I finished my homework for Magical Stitches. I was going to I finished it a little earlier, but I was waiting until the mail came so that I could show you guys my color and cotton because it said it was out for delivery, but it never came. So hopefully it comes tomorrow, but we'll see. So what I finished is all of the cream on the outside of the piece. Or I should say all of this color of the cream. So I did all this up here, continued it down here. It's actually showing up pretty well right now. I was having trouble with the last one. Continued all the way down here until about right there. I know it's really hard to see. Then I went ahead and finished the color up here. So there's like this bit and then down here. And so that was 586 stitches. I need 600, so I went ahead and saw this color didn't have that many stitches, so this is 44 yellow stitches that I added because that was all the color that was up there, or all of that color. So I think it's looking pretty good. I know it's kind of hard to see because of this fabric and the lighting and all that, but my house is dark. I do my best. So I also did get a new book in today. I got the Halloween nonograms, or Happy Halloween nonograms. So if you don't know what these are Japanese puzzles kind of based on Sudoku, where based on, so you basically get a blank grid with a bunch of numbers on it, which once you finish it, you could totally use it for cross stitch. Like, how cool would he look on a cross stitch piece? So basically the way you do it is the numbers are what you color in, and then the space will be at least one space in between these two sets of coloring. So, for instance, if we have 3, 7, 3, 1, 10, you're going to have 3, then a group of 7, then a group of 3, then a group of 1, and then a group of 10. So you have to use logic to figure out where they go. So, for instance, if I have this 3 over here, I have no idea where on this grid that 3 is going to be, so I can't do anything with that one yet. But if I have this 22, well, if you're looking at it, I know that it's either going to be up here or down here, but either way, these ones right here have to be colored in, because it doesn't matter where it's going to land, they have to be colored. So I could start with those and then kind of work from there. So, for instance, once I have my 2 done, then I can put a little X on either side to know that I don't color those in. And I actually don't use an X, I use a different color, like I'll just use a marker or whatever. But, and then basically you just use logic to figure it out. So it gives you instructions on how to do it. Basically it explains right here what these mean. Like you're gonna have basically what I told you, group of 2, a space and a group of 5. That here, there's 10 squares across, but there's a 9 here. That means it's either going to be this 9 or this 9, but either way, all these 8 will be part of that, so they're all colored in. And then you go from there. So I know that if I have 3, the 3 has to be, this is as high as up as it can go. So these automatically cannot be included. I can X those out or color them a different color. And then you just go from there. So like my next step would be, sorry, it's backwards on the camera. I know that there's 6 here. That means that this is automatically going to be part of this 6. So I can go up to here and color in 5 of those. So they're fun. It's a good way to keep your brain active. I like to do these when I can't take stitching or when I just get bored with stitching, which doesn't happen too often, but I do have a big, it's actually sitting right here, so I'll show it to you really quick. It's like this is what I'm currently working on in a different book. This one is called Paint Doku. I've had this one for years. And it's a good book to start with because they do have smaller ones. Like that's a cityscape. It's a guy with a staff, fire hydrant, all that. So this is how I use, instead of the X's, I'll color them in like this. And so they start you off with little ones. And then lead you into the bigger ones where you have like skull. So, like I said, this book's almost done, not quite. I have like a big pair of lips, stuff like that, so get out of the way, buddy. But yeah, so that's all I have to show you. I did come up with an idea. I've been ruminating on it for a while, And I finally figured out how to do it. Not figured out, but I finally decided, I guess, on how I want to do it. So I've been wanting to do, I know I've done one stitch with me in the past, but I want to do more. And I couldn't think of what I wanted to talk about. And so what I finally decided on is that I am going to tell, one of my other big things I'm into right now, and have been for a while, is listening to like real ghost stories or like haunted history, stuff like that. So I am going to read some haunted history stories, telling like ghosts that haunt places, whether you believe in ghosts or not. I'm not even sure if I believe, because I've never had anything happen to me or anything like that, but I love hearing about haunted history of places. So I figured that was a good way to get some of my other interests in here. So what I'm going to do is I'll be stitching, and then I'm going to put another video up in the corner of me actually reading the stories, so that I'm not trying to read and stitch at the same time, because that would just be a disaster. So hopefully you guys like it. If you have any ideas for stories, let me know. If you want to see me do an anagram so you can see how it works, let me know. I'll do it from the Halloween book, just because it's new and it's fun. And it's easier to see than the other book, which is tiny. But yeah, I'm going to finish up my vlog for this week with this will be my last clip. Thank you all for liking, subscribing, commenting. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. Thank you guys. Sorry guys, it cut off. So like I said, thanks for liking and subscribing. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. And I will see you all in the next clip, where hopefully we will have my Color and Cotton order, because that is a subscription I'm still planning on keeping, even though we need to watch our money. I think that it's not so expensive, and I do need some color flosses, or some variegated flosses, which they're pretty good with. And I don't really have any other subscriptions to anything else other than like Kindle Unlimited. So, I mean, I'll talk to my husband if it gets to be an issue. I don't think it will be, but yeah, that's all I have. And thank you guys, and I will see you all next time. Bye.